Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Jimmy Adams and Brian Power of WagerTalk.com. We're talking Friday night college football here, Jimmy. We got a good one in the ACC. Florida State and Louisville going at it. 56.5 being the total, minus 2.5. We got Friday night lights. Nationally televised game. What are you looking to bet, Jimmy?
So I'm going to look towards the under in this game. Betting market's pretty high on Florida State off their 1-point win over LSU. They are off a bye, so they've had some time to prepare for this game. It's a tall task asking them to go into Louisville on a Friday night while laying points. Home opener for Louisville. The place is going to be rocking. I'm not sure if it's a blackout or not, but we've seen Louisville play on Friday nights the past few years, and it's going to be a hostile environment. They're going to have a tough time scoring versus a Louisville defense that returned a ton of starters from last year and absolutely shut down UCF in the second half last week. That being said, Louisville isn't a team that's going to really beat you through the air. They're going to run a lot. They're going to use a lot of clock, averaging just 13.5 points per game their 2 games thus far. Malik Cunningham completes just 14 of 29 passes last week, but he did torch UCF on the ground for 121. So Florida State's game plan is obviously going to be to try and control him on the ground. And they have the talent to do so. Seminoles defense, they've allowed just 256 yards per game so far. That would be second in the ACC and 19th in the nation. Small sample size, obviously. But I think scoring is going to be down in a hostile environment Friday night. Give me the under in Louisville, Florida State.
All right, little defensive battle projected there. You know, Brian, Louisville, man, we've seen like 2 different squads. The first game, kind of laying an egg against Syracuse, and then coming out, going into the bounce house and winning outright as the dog. What was that, last Friday, I believe, maybe last Thursday. So, hey, they're back at home here against FSU. The money's come on the Seminoles, though. Looking at the WagerTalk odds screen, about a 2.5 move here towards the Noles. Are you liking anything Friday night?
Yeah, I am, and I guess this is going to be pretty interesting. I have a best bet on this game. It's already posted at WagerTalk.com, part of a 2-for-1 special. I'll be playing both totals on the Friday night card, in fact. And I'm going to let our loyal listeners here know that the best bet is on the over. So here we go with, I guess, a different train of thought. I figure I'm going to be on an island on this one. I heard the guys earlier today talking about it, and they seem to like the under as well. And there's probably people out there saying, hey, excuse me, these teams, they're combined 4-0 to the under so far this season. Under is hitting 6 straight Florida State games. And the last time I was on the program to talk about Florida State, which was right before they were set to face LSU, I did recommend the under. But here's the thing. The under had no business cashing in that Florida State LSU game. Both offenses pretty successful on a per-play basis. You had 2 missed field goals, 1 blocked. Seminoles failed to score twice inside the LSU 10-yard line, including that fumble late in the game. They also turned it over on downs. And, of course, they only won, obviously, because of the blocked punt, or a blocked extra point, at the end of the game. And that block not occurred, games going in overtime and over the total. And I should mention, each team settled for a field goal after making it into the red zone in that game. So the Louisville Jekyll and Hyde situation you talked about, Drew, Malik Cunningham looked a lot more like Malik Cunningham last week against UCF than he did in the first game against Syracuse. Ran for 121 yards. Jimmy mentioned that. Only passed for 195, yes. And then everyone rightfully is going to point to that disastrous 31-7 loss to Syracuse. But note in that game, the Cardinals did gain more than 6 yards per play. They crossed the 40-yard line 5 different times. Turnovers did them in that game. And I think their offense could be set to break out here, believe it or not. Their defense did lose a starter along the defensive line. That's not good. And UCF threw an interception in the end zone, missed a field goal in that game. So these teams have a history of high-scoring games, and I know the number's already moving, but I like the over.
All right, guys. Good stuff from both Brian and Jimmy. Check them both out, WagerTalk.com. And, guys, a good day to check out the website. WagerTalk.com is Mondays, $9 Mondays, all plays from all handicappers, discounted to just $9. Check it out, WagerTalk.com.